Hi LEGO fans! With all of the excitement surrounding the LEGO Harry Potter Collectible Minifigure Series, you may not have noticed there is a new kitty on the block. At the same time the Harry Potter minifigures were released in North America, LEGO also released a series of 12 blind bags themed on Unikitty. In this video, I'm going to be opening up all 15 blind bags you see before you, and I'm also going to be reviewing all 12 of the Unikitty collectible figures. And because I really like you guys, I'm going to show you some tips for feeling what's inside LEGO Unikitty blind bags. Usually, feeling out these blind bags is pretty simple if you're prepared and you know what you're feeling for. But these Unikitty blind bags have one big problem, and to show you why, we're going to need to open one of these up. So here's the first Unikitty blind bag, and while it's not possible to tell exactly which minifigure's in here, you can break it down by a process of elimination and get to a rough estimate. So I'm going to have a feel around in here. Firstly, I'm feeling a 1x3 brick, which is going to be the face of the dog or cat that's inside. I have a cloud-shaped base plate, which all of them have. That's not helpful to you. There is a unicorn horn down here in the corner. They all have one of those. So I'm really looking for a specific part. And yeah, okay. So what we've got here in this corner is the modified stud, which is one of the dog ears. These are pretty easy to feel out, you just have to be a little bit patient, and that tells you this will be one of the dogs, which is a lot better than just picking up blind bags. So let's open this up and confirm exactly what we were feeling, and hopefully we should see one of the dog minifigures. And yes, it is. So here we are, we've got a bag within a bag, and as you can see here, we've got these modified studs, which are the ears. These are the things you're going to feel for the dog figures. Inside the bag, as well as the little packet of Lego, we're going to get an instruction booklet, and this is really useful when it comes to feeling out blind bags. If we open this up, we can see we've got all of the Lego advertising stuff on the back, but then on the front we have a list of all of the Unikitty figures, and most importantly we can see what elements those figures are made of. If you don't want to open up one of your blind bags to do this, you can also download this information off the internet really easily. I've got something here that I downloaded off Brickset, and then I've got a blown up version here which shows all of the figures on the leaflet. Now what we need is a strategy. My objective when buying LEGO blind bags is to buy as few as possible to complete the set. Apart from the colours that you can't see through the bag, many of these characters are identical. That's a big challenge when you want to feel out which character's in the bag. There are, however, 3 different types of character, and that makes it slightly easier to get the ones you need. The rarest ones are the 2 seated cats at the bottom here. Then on the right hand side of the sheet we have all of the dogs. And the most challenging figures from the collection are the cats which are stud. The 2 cats that are sitting down are probably the easiest ones to find. You are looking for this roofing tile just here, and you're going to feel that out inside the bag, and I'll show you how to do that. There is also a modified 1x1 just here holding the tail on. Those 2 elements do not appear in any other bags. To find the 4 dogs, we're going to be looking for that modified stud which you saw a moment ago, and they also have a round ball for the tail which is easy to feel out in the bag. A great strategy for finding the standing up cats is firstly to look for these cheese slope ears, which also appear in the sitting down cats. However, in the sitting down cats, you are not going to get one of these arched pieces which form the cat's body. So to summarise, here are some hard and fast rules to tell you what's inside the bag. If you feel a cheese slope, it's the ear of one of the cats. If you feel a cheese slope and one of these roofing tiles, it is one of the sitting cats. If you feel one of these modified 1x1 ears, it's a dog. And similarly, if you feel one of these round balls, it's the tail of the dog. If you feel a 1x1 modified brick, it's going to be the piece that holds the tail on the sitting cat. So to prove this system works, let's open up the remaining 14 bags, and I will tell you exactly what's inside the bag before we open it. So for full disclosure, we've already felt out these bags. This bag contains one of the roofing tiles and one of the cheese slopes, so we know this is going to be one of these sitting cats. And just to prove it, we'll open that up. And we've got a leaflet and a sitting cat. This one contains one of the arch elements and the cheese slope ears, so this is going to be a standing cat. I'm just going to make a small incision there so we can tear it, and this is, let's have a look. Yes, that's definitely one of the standing cats. That is number 2. This next one again has the cheese slope ears and the arched piece, so this is going to be another standing cat and hopefully not a duplicate. Oh, that is exactly the same one again. That is the Angry Kitty number 2. This next one has one of the ball pieces, which is going to be the tail of the dog. Hopefully this isn't one we've already got, but we'll give it a go. I'm not certain I'm going to get a full set out of these, and if not, then we'll just have to go out and get some more. Let's have a look. So this is definitely a dog, definitely not one we have yet, and there is the ball piece we were feeling in the bag. This one has the arched piece and the cheese slope, so it's definitely a standing cat, and hopefully not another Angry Kitty. I don't want another one of those. Colours look good. This is going to be number 1. I think that's Unikitty. No, I see the camouflage element there. That is going to be number 8, Camouflage Kitty. Same again, we've got one of the standing cats with the arched piece and the cheese slope ears. And again, hopefully we're not going to have a duplicate here. Let's see what we've got. It's definitely some kind of Unikitty. It's got stars all over it. It's going to be number 1. This one has the modified studs and the ball for a tail again, so we know it's going to be a dog. We've already got half of the dogs we need, so hopefully this is going to be number 3, but it could easily be a duplicate. And what have we got here? We've got the... This is going to be another standing cat, and hopefully not a duplicate. We've got the arch piece and the cheese slope ears in here. Let's see what we've got. These little packets inside actually make it quite difficult. This is actually Rainbow Kitty. We've got one of these, so it's another duplicate. So in this one we felt out the roofing tile, the modified 1x1 and the cheese slope ears. So this is definitely going to be one of the sitting cats. Hopefully we're going to get the one that we need. It's the purple one. Is that good? No, it's a duplicate. Thanks, helpers. Thankfully we've got one more cat with the roof tile and the cheese slope ears. So this is going to be hopefully 3rd time lucky, and we'll see a flash of green and not purple. Yes, it's Queasy Kitty. We've got another arched piece and some cheese slopes, so this is going to be a standing cat. Hopefully another one of the ones we need and not a duplicate. And let's see what we've got. This is another Rainbow Kitty. This one has the ball for a tail, so this is definitely going to be a dog, and hopefully one of the ones we need. This is actually the last dog we've felt out from the set, so let's see what we've got. And colour wise, yeah, we've got another Dalmatian. Next we've got an arched piece and the cheese slope ears, so this is going to be a standing cat. Will it be one of the ones that we need? Ah, it won't come out. Come on, come on, come on. This is another Angry Kitty. And finally, from the original 15 bags, I've got another standing cat. Let's see which one we've got here. This is going to be, I'm going to look at the colour. We've got a lot of green. That's going to be number 4. So here's what we ended out getting for our $60 investment. We got 8 out of the 12 collectible figures, which gives us a 67% success rate. As a serial LEGO blind bag feeler, that's not a great success rate, but hopefully a little bit better than just picking up random bags. I managed to find both of the seated cats so we can check Queasy Unikitty and Sleepy Unikitty off the list. I also managed to score 4 of the 6 standing Unikitties, so we have Angry Unikitty, Dinosaur Unikitty, Rainbow Unikitty, and Camouflage Unikitty. My success rate with the dogs, or as I should really call them, the Puppycorns, was not as good. I only found 2 out of 4 on my first attempt, so that gives me a 50% success rate. We ended up with Dalmatian Puppycorn and Shades Puppycorn. It's important to remember this isn't a perfect system. I actually did feel out 4 dogs, I just couldn't tell what's inside because that's frankly impossible. I actually ended up with 3 of these Dalmatian Puppycorns, which is a little bit annoying. Thankfully, each one of these comes in its own internal plastic bag. That means it's really easy for me to resell these on eBay as new characters. As well as 3 Dalmatian Puppycorns, we also got 3 Rainbow Unikitties, 3 Angry Unikitties, and a duplicate of one of the sitting down cats. This is Sleepy Unikitty. Now that we know what the different types of character feel like, it would not be too difficult to go out and find the remaining 2 standing Unikitties and the 2 remaining Puppycorns. I was way too impatient to spend another hour at the LEGO store feeling out blind bags, so I just went and bought the ones I needed on eBay. You're going to pay a slight premium, but when you work out the math of the likelihood of feeling out the correct characters, when it comes to these Unikitty blind bags, you may as well just go and buy them on eBay. Thanks to the magic of eBay, we have Shades Unikitty, Dessert Puppycorn, Alien Puppycorn, and Dessert Unikitty. And so finally, here are all 12 Unikitty collectible figures. Okay, so I had to open 19 bags to get all 12, but at least we've got the full set. These guys are colourful to say the least, and I can see them appealing to younger LEGO collectors. But I'm not sure these will win over the hearts of true minifigure collectors. One thing is for sure, there are definitely some unique and interesting coloured elements here. Let's take a look at every Unikitty and Puppycorn numbered 1 through 12, and I'll point out some of the more unusual elements along the way. Starting out with number 1, this is the very colourful Rainbow Unikitty. 10 out of the 12 characters are standing, and we get one of these arch pieces for the body and the legs. Now it's printed on 3 sides, we get different prints on the right hand side to the left hand side, and then there's also a print on the end there which I've never seen before with one of these elements. No print on the back, but that is quite unusual to get a 3 printed arch piece there. Another really unusual piece is this piece below the head. That's actually mounted upside down and then has a hole on the bottom into which we insert one of these modified 1x1s here, and that gives you a pivot on which the head can rotate. Each one of these characters comes with a custom printed face, and then rather unusually, we've got one of these 1x3 plates with some printing on the side. We don't get this with the Puppycorns because the ears would cover the printing, but we do get this additional piece with each of the Unikitties. Another thing we get with every one of these characters is of course the unicorn horn, and these come in a variety of different colours, some of which I'm sure are going to be exclusive to this Unikitty collectible range. It's also really nice that we're getting a spare one of these in every pack, and we're actually getting quite a few spare parts here. So that's number 1 Rainbow Unikitty, and there's really not a lot not to like here. It's very colourful and I like the expression on the face. Moving along, we've got number 2, Angry Unikitty. This is a variation of Unikitty we've seen before in the LEGO movie. I'm pretty sure I've got another one of these lying around somewhere from an earlier LEGO movie set, but I just can't find it right now. This time there's no printing on the arch piece, but I really like that facial expression, especially with the blown out pupil. We also have a really cool yellow print on the orange tail, making it look like fire. Number 3 is Shades Puppycorn, and we've got some really nice printing here. The printing on the body is super sharp, and we've got leaves and flowers that make it look like a Hawaiian shirt. Around the front we've also got a camera slung around the neck, and you can see the kind of triangle piece there at the neck, making it look like an open neck Hawaiian shirt. It's great! At first I thought this was some kind of Irish themed leprechaun Unikitty, but it's actually Dinosaur Unikitty. Unikitty is dressed up for a costume party, and I really love the print on the face and the 1x3 above it. As you can see, she's wearing a dinosaur mask, and we've got the teeth around the face and then the eyes and snout just above. There's also some really nice printing on the body with loads of scales on the side and then the lighter green piece on the chest. And there's an equally cute tail print with a paler green, more scales and some horny plates poking out. Next we've got number 5, which is Shades Unicorn, and she is dressed quite similarly to Shades Puppycorn. The facial print is really nice and Unikitty looks very happy. It's really cool that you can see the tooth poking through in the mouth, and the eyebrows on the 1x3 plate above the shades really helps to make the expression. The body print also features leaves and flowers just like a Hawaiian shirt. And at the back, Unikitty is rocking some hot pink shorts with pockets, and then we've got a more plain tail print with some flowers. Number 6 is our Dalmatian Puppycorn, and as you'd expect, he's mostly white and covered in black spots. He's got a kind of goofy facial expression and 2 different coloured ears. But I do really like the body print, especially because he's wearing a yellow tie with the word P for Puppycorn. And just like the other Puppycorns, we've got a ball for a tail. That's the piece that tells you you're definitely feeling out a Puppycorn. At number 7 we've got Dessert Unikitty, another very colourful character. In fact, she's pretty much the same colour as one of Homer Simpson's favourite donuts. The body is a dark pink element overprinted with frosting and with sprinkles. And I love the way LEGO has used negative space in conjunction with the dark pink brick to create drips. There's a mid-blue tail overprinted with frosting and sprinkles, and a really cool facial expression which makes it look like Unikitty's trying to lick the frosting off her face. I also really like the printing on the 1x3 tile, which shows one eyebrow, and then on the other side we can see some frosting dripping down over Unikitty's face. It's really cool that that's been aligned with the dark pink brick to make it look like one thing. At number 8 we've got Camouflage Kitty, but I think this is more a fashion statement than a military uniform. The facial print is really nice, but my favourite thing about this character is the use of teal bricks. As you can see, the headband is a 1x3 teal piece overprinted with love heart camouflage. The body has a very similar print over an unusual teal arch. And it looks like Unikitty has come equipped with a walkie-talkie. We've even got some grey 1x1 pieces, which I guess are meant to look like army boots. Back to the Puppycorns, this is number 9, Alien Puppycorn, who comes with some really unusual printing. Obviously this little guy is an alien, so he's going to look a little bit funky, and we definitely have some funky eyes there with the two pupils. But the really unusual thing about the Alien Puppycorn is the metallic printing, which I don't think I've seen on any of the other characters. We've got some really nice metallic printing on the face there with the freckles and then the gold eyes, and then on all 3 sides of the arched body here. He just looks great. Apart from that, we've got more lovely teal elements with 2 of the modified studs, one of the balls at the back for the tail, and of course the face is a custom printed teal 1x3. Here we have one of the 2 seated Unikitties. This is number 10, Sleepy Unikitty. As you can see from the facial print, Unikitty is catching 40 winks. And it's slightly unusual, but it looks like she's got some dimples in the corner of her mouth in a Z shape. I also like the print for the mouth, which shows her tongue hanging out. I can just imagine Unikitty drooling. When it comes to identifying the seated Unikitties in the bag, we're going to be looking for a couple of elements. First of all, we've got this 1x2 roofing tile, which is really easy to feel out. But then, with a little bit of disassembly, you can see that the tail is actually mounted sideways on these characters, and that's because we have a 1x1 with a stud on the outside there. That is also something you can feel out in the bag, and then you'll know that you're dealing with one of these seated Unikitties. The other seated Unikitty which you can feel out using the same technique is number 11, Queasy Unikitty, although Queasy Kitty sounds a little bit more catchy. It's great to have several different colours of green, and this really helps to make the character. But what truly makes this is that expression. Unikitty looks like she's got a mouthful of something I dare not think about. And finally, this is number 12, Dessert Puppycorn. He's got an obvious companion in the shape of Dessert Unikitty. This time the body is a mid-tan brick, which is really nicely overprinted with brown frosting and sprinkles. It's also really cool to get another teal 1x1 for one of the feet. And the cherry on top is literally that. We've got a red ball for the tail, which looks like a maraschino cherry. All of these Puppycorns have a slightly goofy expression, which reminds me of a mogwai. But it's a really nice print, and I like the way the Puppycorn has frosting running down his face. So that was the complete Series 1 of the collectible Unikitty figures. I don't know whether these will have sold well enough to justify a second wave, but they were certainly an interesting thing, if lacking the widespread appeal of the standard collectible minifigures. While it wasn't possible to show you exactly how to feel out these blind bags, I do hope you found the hints and tips useful. As far as I can tell, there are no other ways of feeling out the individual characters other than narrowing it down to the 3 character types. I'm not a big fan of this system for obvious reasons. The biggest part of the fun of collecting these collectibles is to try and outsmart the system, and having to spend over $80 to get 12 of these is not my idea of fun. I'd rather spend that money on a buildable Porg, but that's a video for another day. I'd love to know what you think of the collectible Unikitty figures and the Unikitty range in general. I do have several Unikitty sets waiting to be reviewed, and I'm looking forward to breaking those out of their boxes and bags. Whatever you think of the Unikitty collectibles, I do hope you enjoyed this review video, and I hope you find the feeling tips useful in completing your collection. Thanks a million for checking out my review, have an awesome day with no frowny faces, and we'll see you on the next build video.